The best shape of my life. You guys got to see it. Will Smith. I mean, he puts out great movies. I mean, some of the movies that I like from him are probably the more underrated films from him. Like, I liked Hitch, Pursuit of Happiness. I mean, he should have won all kind of awards for that. But he put out a little docu-series on YouTube Originals right here on YouTube called The Best Shape of My Life. He said he put on a lot of weight to play Venus and Serena's dad in the new movie called King Richard, which I want to check out. I believe that comes out next week. But they told him he had to put on weight for that role. So I'm wondering, why couldn't they just fix him up to look heavy, with all the technology now? But guess they wanted his legs and everything to look meaty without having prosthetics and things like that. Sometimes the prosthetics can look kind of fake, even with all the good makeup artists out there. But Will said he started, before the cameras came, he weighed in at 226. And he lost weight just for the cameras to show up. He went down to, what did he go to? I believe 221. And he said he uses the cameras to keep them in check, like someone in an AA meeting, they have someone to, go to keep them, where they should be. So he uses the camera for that, like a buffer zone. So he came in at 222, I believe, 221. And his goal is to lose, spoilers all through this. So go check it out though, but I'm giving spoilers. I thought it was great. I'm looking forward to each episode. In fact, I believe he put out 2 so far. I've watched both twice. He starts at 221, and his goal is to lose 20 pounds in 20 weeks while also writing a book in 20 weeks about his life. And it's just really motivational. And, he starts off, he takes off his, he shows his body, and he's got this big belly. He says, he said, let me be real with y'all. He typed it out there. I guess he put it out on Instagram or Twitter. He said, let me put it out there to y'all. I'm going to be real and just say I'm in the worst shape of my life. And then everybody started following, doing a challenge like that. Even Anthony Anderson got involved with it. So Will Smith is out there. He's showing how he used to look and then what happened once he stopped filming King Richard. And the thing about Will is he's really determined. He showed us how he used to be in shape, and he's 52 years old now. He appears to be fearless. I'll tell you about that later on. But he's going in. He's got trainers, dietitians. He's got his own doctor. And they got him drinking some plant-based drink that he said tastes absolutely horrible. But, he's in it for the long run. They give a little clip for a future episode, his 15th weekend. And he says, you know what? I don't want to do this anymore. And he gets up and walks away, and all his trainers are looking at him like, what's going on, Will? What happened? So we got to wait and see what happens. But after his first workout session, he came in, what did I say, at 220 or 221, and he actually put on 2 pounds. But that could be from the extreme weightlifting. Muscle weighs more than fat. And he even got frustrated. He was looking at a big cardboard cutout of himself from Men in Black, and he was like, yeah, this guy up there would lose this weight in about 2 weeks. And he was really disgusted with himself. But he's really focused and determined. So, he'll drop the weight. And after that, he goes down to 220 by week 2. Down to 218 later. Jada was talking about, they showed a clip from a future episode, was he trying to be the Will Smith and iRobot, and he's trying to get back to that. I think this right here is his best movie, Pursuit of Happiness, which is based on a true story. Some parts are really hard to watch, but if you haven't seen it, you won't regret it. Shows the power of determination. So I think Will was perfect for that movie because he's a determined guy in real life. He has Jazzy in there, talking about how when he met Jazzy in the basement back in the 80s, how all Jazzy Jeff did was 14 hours, 7 days a week, DJing. He wouldn't eat or sleep hardly. I guess he had to eat or sleep, but I guess hardly. And he said when he met him, he had a Band-Aid on his knuckle from scratching and cutting so much, his knuckle had a permanent bend in it. So he's showing how they both had the determination together, and they developed their sound in that Philadelphia basement, West Philly. So Will is just working out, he's lifting weights using like 60 pounds, 70-pound dumbbells. And I believe he's 6'2" in height. He said he lost the weight before the cameras even got there, because he said he didn't even want to be on camera at 230. He said he's never weighed that much. But I'm going to go over to episode 2, where he gives the inspirational story about his dad, who gave him his name, Will, and I guess that's his name as well. His dad had he and his brother Harry build a brick wall in front of their store to show them that they could accomplish anything. And he kept hammering in their heads, don't think of the wall. Just lay each brick one day at a time. Just each brick. Don't think about the long term, It's like running a marathon. Don't think about how far you got to go. Just take it one step at a time. That way it doesn't fatigue you mentally. So his dad just kept telling him, one brick at a time. Don't think about the wall. And they finished about a year later. And his dad said, no, don't tell me you can't do anything. I don't ever want to hear you tell me that you can't do something. You can do anything. So that showed him that hard work pays off at a young age. He was age 11 at the time. And that's still in him to this day. You guys see on his 50th birthday where he bungee jumped over the Grand Canyon from a helicopter. I was like, now heights usually ain't, that type of stuff ain't usually black folks things. I know I'm not a height guy myself. I used to go to the 3rd floor of my apartment complex in Chula Vista, Telegraph Canyon Road, Telegraph Canyon Villas. And the 3rd floor up there would be having me like walking on the rail like, oh shoot, heights I don't like. There's one little slip up and it's not going to be too fun. But Will is training hard. He actually takes his training to Dubai for the highest building in the world, the Burj Khalifa, 160 floors. And Will's going to go up the whole steps. He goes up, he's got his trainers, and they're wondering, hey, did we get a little crazy here? But Will goes up the steps. He's walking, of course, 160 flights of stairs. And then, he takes you on the journey. There's even like once you start climbing the stairs, there's a little area, I guess, if you're having problems where someone will come and help you, if you're tired from going up the steps. But once he gets to the top, he said he felt like he, really accomplished something. Then he thought, wait, I didn't really go to the top. I'm like, no, Will, don't do it, please. This dude actually puts on a bunch of safety harnesses, climbs up the little point thing, sits on the top, dangling his feet over Dubai. I'm like, this dude appears to be fearless. Now, he said before, his persona with the rapper and the bravado, that was all to cover up, that he was a coward inwardly. So he'd overproject with the rapping and the movies and stuff. But, I mean, if you can dangle your feet, I know he had harnesses on, but still, being that high, dangling your feet over Dubai, I mean, how many people could do that? And that was, 200, once he got to the top, which was 160 floors, the rest up that little narrow part that he had to climb on a ladder was 200 meters. So he had to do that after climbing the 160 flights of stairs. So I'm like, I'm enjoying watching this, man. And I can tell from future episodes that he's really getting in shape. You can see his shoulders and everything starting to form. He's looking chiseled. And see, people always talk about age, like, oh, I've seen guys on YouTube like 70 some years old look great, and they didn't start working out till they were 40. So it's never too late. Stop putting a limit on yourself because of age. Don't use that as an excuse or a cop out. Will is showing you the power of determination, and I'm just really enjoying this best shape of my life. I don't know if it comes out every day, 2 episodes a day, every week, or just what, but it's leading up to his book, and I'll give a review on that. Hopefully, I want to listen to that. I might pull it up on Audible. But Will's really motivational. That story about his dad with the bricks, I had heard that before, but it was great to hear him retell the story. And I just like watching people train and stay focused, doing something that's not easy. In fact, he said something, he types out little things on the screen where he talked about taking pleasure and doing something easy in your mind destroys your dreams. And I did a video a while back talking about that, like taking the pleasurable route and the easy route in life. That's not the best route. You have to do what's difficult. It just makes you a better person. People like to be around you. You inspire others. It just all types of good things you absorb from being disciplined and doing the hard things in life. And if it was easy, everybody would do it. It takes special people to be able to be disciplined and focused no matter what they're facing. I myself, I've done a 6-hour workout in one day, and let me tell you, that can make a coward out of a man if you're not mentally strong, but I completed it. So, I can relate to the hard work that he puts out there. And the thing about Will Smith is, he was reading his story as he's writing his book. He shows a table of, writers, and, his children are all at the table, and he's telling his story, and, he gets real emotional, cries at one point. And his first son, I forget his name, she's not from Jada, but I believe his first marriage. And he was like, wow, this is heavy. And he said his second chapter, I forget what his first chapter was called, but his second chapter is called Mutiny, and he said it's about his children. But I'm trying to think if I missed any points. Let's see. The biggest thing to me was him climbing those 160 floors on the Burj Khalifa and then going up to the top. I mean, if you can do that, it seems like anything else in life would be easy. If you have the heart and the courage to sit that high, like I said, I don't care about, the safety harnesses, and, people have really damaged themselves even with safety harnesses before, so that's not a guaranteed thing. But the fact that you can do that, I mean, what's hard after that? I mean, after bungee jumping over the Grand Canyon, I mean, woo. I wouldn't bungee jump from a first story floor. But, man, I just like seeing someone, I remember when Stallone put on all that weight for Copland, and I think he was like, what? I forget how high he weighed. I think maybe 220 something. I don't know. But I know in Rocky Balboa, I think he was like 218, but he was more solid for Rocky Balboa. And Copland, he was supposed to look like a country guy, that was kind of out of shape. That's what the role called for. But Will Smith, the best shape of my life. Man, I'm going to be frustrated when this ends. I want it to keep going. I like seeing people get in shape and do things that are hard and difficult, because there's a lot of cowards in today's society from whatever reason. Watching the television can make you a coward because you believe everything you see. I stay in the word of the Most High, Yahweh, and that gives me courage, and it'll give you courage more than anything you've ever had if you give your life to him. So, Will Smith, it's a trip seeing him to where he's come from, Girls just don't parents just don't understand. Girls of the world ain't nothing but trouble. I still remember where I was at my auntie's house listening to his first song, and I was just like, man, who is this guy? He's really good at storytelling. A lot of people from this generation just know him from movies and The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, but Will Smith got bars, and people used to diss him, saying, oh, his rap is happy, it's soft. Will Smith could go against any rapper. I don't care who they are. He can go against any rapper bar for bar and totally dismantle any of them. Will Smith got bars, and Jazzy Jeff probably the best DJ in history. Will Smith said he's the best DJ in history. So I always feel like I'm forgetting something though about each episode is around 20 some minutes, 22, and then I think the first episode is like 28 minutes, the second's like 22 minutes. And if you guys are about to embark on a hard workout plan, make sure you stick with it. So you don't have to hear Mr. T say, getting that while you can. Don't get his sucker no statue. Give him guts. Remember that? Rocky 3. What am I forgetting though? What am I forgetting? They show Will lifting weights, running around the track in Dubai at the NAS Performance Center in Dubai. Jada wasn't in this episode, but his children and the writers were. His friend with the dreads, I forget his name, from I believe the Bahamas. Jazz was in it. And if I'm forgetting anything, I'll try to bring it up in the next episode, but I want to be reviewing each episode because I'm really enjoying this. I could watch this kind of stuff all day. It's like watching guys training for a big boxing match. I almost get into the the behind the scenes, showing how they prepare for the fight just as much or more than the actual fight. I just like watching guys grind it out, determination, grit, going against all odds. That kind of thing is really motivational. And to watch someone like Will Smith, stay focused, stay on the course, and he's had a lot of hardships, and I'm sure he'll drop some bombs in his new book. I believe it's called Will. Don't know what those bombshells will be, but you'll see what he had to overcome. That I'm sure some of the stuff is things we've never heard. But anyway, make sure you subscribe. Thank you for watching. This has been the J. Roos Theory. Make sure you subscribe to my backup channel in WJ, the world's most dangerous boxing platform. And be fearless. Yay, yay.